Log into your account from any device anywhere: mobile phone, iPad, Chromebook, laptop or PC. So we'll first of all move on to profiles. So here we can create a new profile. We can use days of the week, different users, different times of the year. So this time we're going to do Monday. We can also edit existing profiles here, which I'll show you in a short while. So I've created a new profile called Monday. So if I click on that and go to edit schedule, from here I can build up a list of what I want to play in that profile. So you can see the different themes at the top, scroll down to see what's available to choose. So we'll go for a sports ball. So you can see that's added it into the top. We'll go for a bubble. And we'll have a mermaid one. Add that in. Now a hotspot. Horses. So I can move these up and down simply by dragging and dropping, and I can change the time, the duration that the theme's going to play for, shorten them or lengthen them. Just add one more in. We'll have a paint. So we'll colour in the rainbow, and this will drop into the bottom. So that will now be available to play on your device as Monday profile. I'll just quickly show you how to edit a profile that you've already got. So we'll click on Paul's profile. We can delete it if we want to, or go into edit. Here you can see what Paul's got in his schedule. So I want to remove one of them, I just press on the dustbin. Do you want to remove? Yes. I can add any more in that I like. Choose a ball game. I can drag and drop, move the order that they're going to play. The software comes with a built-in library of videos, images and audio. These can be accessed through the Multimedia tab. So you can see we've got various images there for you to choose, videos and sounds. We can search through these images via the tags. So I'm just going to type in here Halloween, and you can see all the Halloween images that we have available for you to pick. Christmas, quite a few Christmas ones there. And then in the videos tab, I'm just going to type in water, and you can see we have various water videos that you can use within your content. So we can add our own images, videos and audio into the system via the Multimedia tab. So we'll click in there. So if you choose the tab at the top, so we'll go for images and press the little plus button. You choose file, this will bring up your file explorer on your PC. So if you've already got a picture saved in there, we can choose that from within there. So I've got this picture of a bird, so I'm going to give it a title and some tags. So some words that people may search for this for. So I'll put nature, animal and starling and upload. So that's now in the system. Another way we can import images is via a third source. So this is Pixabay. This is a royalty-free website for images and videos. So I'm just going to search for an image in here. So we'll use this cat. If we download that, that will now appear in my downloads folder on my PC. So if I go back into the software, choose file, I'll now be able to access that image in my downloads folder. There it is. I'll give it a title, cat, some tag words, animal, grey, anything that I think I might want to search for it by. And then upload. That picture is now in the software. And it's the same for videos and sounds as well. So press the little plus button on the side You can use Pixabay for videos as well, or if you've got a video saved on a memory stick or on your PC, you can access it via there. So we'll choose this rally video and I'll save that, and that will be in my downloads folder now. I'll just go back into the software, choose that file, and then give it a title and a couple of tag words. Then press upload. It's the same for sounds. Choose file and access any audio you have saved on your PC or laptop. So we'll move on to creating content now, and we'll start with paint. So we can use this to colour in an image. It will start off with a black and white background that we can colour in. I'll show you how to do one of those first. So you need to select your background image or video. So we'll go for a zebra. Press the next button at the bottom. And now, if you are doing a painter colouring in, you need to pick the same image for background and foreground. Choose a sound effect or a piece of music if you wish. If you don't, then just leave that box blank and press the next button at the bottom. This one will pick insects. Okay, now when I move my mouse over that, you can see that that's what's going to happen. It's going to colour it in. So the thumbnail needs updating. So to do that, you left click on the preview, and then you can move that thumbnail around to be the square that you want in that image. Give it a title and a little description, and then save at the bottom. Now we can also use the paint theme to do a bit of a reveal theme. So we can pick a different background and a different foreground image. So I'll just find an image for the background. So we'll have the barnyard. Click next. And then my foreground, I'm going to choose a farm type animal. So we'll have cows. Click next. I'll search for a cow type sound and I can add that onto there. So when I wipe over this image, the cows should be replaced by the barnyard. If I left click, that will update my thumbnail, give it a title and a brief description. And then once you've done that, press the save button. We can also use videos within this theme, so I'll just show you a quick one how to do that. So we're going to click aeroplane video as the background, and then the foreground I'm going to use the captain picture. Next, pick some sound effect or music if you want to. I'm going to give it a title and a brief description. So what will happen within this theme is when we wipe over or touch that image, it will reveal the video of that aeroplane that I chose in the first step. Remember to update your thumbnail by left click and then save. So now we'll move on to Boing. So we go to create new activity, choose Boing. Here we can select background image or background video. This is going to be the background for what the particle type effect is that you're going to put over the top. So I have some pumpkins. This is the amount of pumpkins that you're going to boing across the screen. We'll choose some music to add to this. We'll have some Halloween type music, haunted. Okay, so if I wipe over the preview, you can see that we've got pumpkins over the scary background that will boing around the screen. Don't forget to left click to update your thumbnail. Drag that to the position you want it to be in. Give it a title, so pumpkins, and then a little description. Bounce the pumpkins across the haunted picture and save. So we'll click home, and now we'll go on to creating a bubble theme. So select type as bubble. Again, choose your background, picture or video that you want it to play on. So we'll go for a waterfall. Now here we can choose how these bubbles interact. So touch will mean when you touch the button, some more bubbles will release, or we can have it on auto, which means it will auto bring some bubbles up after 13 seconds. You could choose some music if you wish. And now on the preview, we can see there's the bubble button. When you press on that bubble button, that releases the bubbles, and then you can pop those bubbles. So we'll give it a title. And a little description. And also don't forget to update your thumbnail by left clicking on the preview image and then save. We'll move on to the fish theme. So within here we can create a interactive fish pond or just a water ripple. So we'll select the fish. Select our background image or video. I'm just going to type in water into the search box and choose a suitable image. So we'll go for underwater. Choose how many fish we like, whether we want the ripple enabled or disabled, whether we want the fish to swim to you, away from you, or non-interactive. Select some sound effects or music. So when I interact with this, you can see the water ripple and the fish are swimming to me. So update my thumbnail with the left click and also give it a title and description, and then save when you're finished. So this time we'll create one without the fish. So I'll just select a new background image and we'll go for shipwrecked. So we want no fish this time. We do want the water ripple. We'll select non-interactive because we haven't got any fish. Select sound effect. And now you can see we just have a simple water ripple. So update the thumbnail with the left click. Give it a title and a description, and then save. So this is the media player theme. So if we go to Activity Editor and create new, and then media player. The media player allows you to just play a video. So there'll be no interaction, it's just a video that will play. This can be used for informative videos, educational videos that you just might want the users to listen to. So select the video, so I've selected a gorilla. That's what's going to play. I'm going to update my thumbnail by left clicking and moving that around. And then I'm going to give it the title, gorilla, and a description. It will tell you if you've made a spelling mistake. And then save. So we'll go back into Activity Editor and we're going to create a new activity, and this time we're going to do hotspots. So a hotspot allows the user to interact with a certain image and a certain trigger in the image that you've created. So I'm just going to choose a background image from a hotspot. As you see, there's quite a few to choose from. I'm going to go for a spider. So I'm going to create my first hotspot. So press on the plus button and I'm going to choose what shape I want that hotspot to be. And you can see that that's drawn a little rectangle. I can move that around. I can make it bigger, so the area that the person is interacting with is bigger or smaller. When I press the plus button, this is what's going to happen when the person touches that square. So it can be an image, a video, a sound, or some text. So I'm going to type a little fact about the spider. So the average lifespan of this spider is up to 30 years. I can change the colour of the text. I can change the font type and the weight. I can move that text box around. So when someone stands on that rectangle in the area that you've positioned it, that text box is going to appear in the image. I can add another hotspot or another action when they step on that same rectangle. So now I'm just going to leave it at that. So I'm going to add some text. I'm not going to put any music on there. So as you can see, when they stand on that area, that text box is going to pop up. So I'm just going to call this tarantula and give it a bit of a description. So when we touch the picture, a trigger of a fact is going to happen. Left click the preview to update the thumbnail and then press save. So I'm going to create a different hotspot with a different type of trigger now. So we'll go for underground. Got my image. I'm going to add a hotspot. This time I'm going to have a circle. So whenever the user interacts with the circle that I've just drawn, I'm going to get it to add a video. So it's going to play. So there's my circle. I'll just make that a bit bigger. So I'm going to have it so that whenever they touch or step on that underground sign, this video of the underground is going to play. I can add another effect here if I want. So I could add another image or a text. So I'm going to give it a little fact about the underground here. So the underground was opened in 1863, and I can position that to be wherever in the image I want it to be, make it bigger or smaller. So now there's two things that are going to happen in that image when the user steps or touches that underground sound. I'm going to add another hotspot in, so a little rectangle in the corner. So now if the person touches that area, it's going to pop up with another fact. So this one's a fact about how many passengers travel on the underground in a year. So when they step on that area where that rectangle is, that's going to pop up. When I'm finished, I press next, choose some sound or background music if I want to. Okay, so if I wiggle my mouse over there, you'll be able to see that the fact appears when I press in that area and the video appears when I press on the circle. So I'm going to give it the title Subway and a description about what happens in that hotspot. So touch the image to trigger the video and a fact. And then save. So go back into Activity Editor and create new activity, and this time we're going to do particles. So within here there are 3 types of particles we can do. There is fizzle, fade and explosion. So I'm going to pick a background image. I'm just going to type in background because that gives us a type of landscape type images. We'll go for that fairy toadstool. These are all the particle effects that we can choose from. So we've got pumpkins, characters, emojis, flowers. We could pick the speed that that's going to happen and then which particle we want. So this time we'll have a fade and the direction we want those particles to go in. So we can have it random, left, right, up, down. Choose some background music to go with that. So as it's a fairy toadstool, see if we've got a fairy sound, and we have. So we'll have that. So if I wiggle my mouse over there, you can see what's going to happen. So as the user walks across the floor or touches the surface, we get those insects appearing and they're fading away. So I'll update my thumbnail by left clicking. Give this a title of insects and a description that it's fading insects in fairyland, and save. So that was the fading particle. So we'll move on to the next one that's in there. So I'll pick a different background image. We'll go for this moon. So we've got bats. We'll have that. And we're going to have that speed. And we're having fizzle this time. We'll go for random. Pick some music. Or leave it blank if you don't want any. And then there you can see we've got bats that fizzle after the user's interacted with the image. Update the thumbnail. Give it that description and that title. So bat particle over the moon with fizzle, and then save. And then the third particle we have, which is explosion. So we'll have a video this time. Or an image. No, we'll have an image. We'll have some ice creams this time. No, flowers. Leaving that blank or picking some. We'll have wind as the sound effect. And then you can see flowers exploding in the sky. Update the thumbnail with your left click. Update the title and the description. Flower particle with explosion. Save that. Pieces is the next theme that we're going to create. So go to Activity Editor, create new activity, select pieces. So there are 4 different modes in this. So we'll select our image first of all, and we'll have puppies as our background image. Now we need to select a foreground image. So I'm going to choose a cat. The speed that we want this piece is to reveal. So we're going to have flip this time. Put some background noise in there if we want. So let's add a sound of a dog. So you'll see what flip does. So it flips the image from the cat to the puppies. So that speed will determine how fast that happens. Give it a title, dogs and cats, the description. So flip the image of the cat to reveal the puppies. Update the thumbnail by left clicking on the image and then save. So we'll go on to the second type of pieces theme that there is. So we'll select another background. So we'll have a nice paradise picture. With a windsurfer. So again, the effect speed, how fast this is going to happen. So this one is fade. Pick some music or leave it blank. So we'll have some waves on this one. So this time, when we interact with the image, it moves the windsurfer into the image of the paradise in the background. Obviously, if we wanted to speed that up, slow that down, we do that with effect speed. Give it the title, Surfer and Paradise, and then the description. And update your thumbnail with your left click, and then save. This is the third one in the pieces theme. So this time I'm going to tick Dodgem Cart and look for a fairground ride. And then the effect speed. So this one I'm going faster on this one. And I'm going to have repel. Choose some music or leave it blank. And then when I wipe over this, you can see the pieces of that fairground are repelling as I interact, and it's revealing that picture of the Dodgem in the background. Give it my title and my description. And I've already updated my thumbnail by left clicking on the preview image. And save that. Okay, so now we're moving on to the questions theme now. So this allows you to do a bit more educational content within this one. So I'm going to pick a background for my first set of questions. Just pick some scenery. So I press the little plus button there to create my first question. And this is what that question is going to be. So this is going to be an animal-based question. So animals need food for. Add. I can move that text box around, position it where I want to, make it bigger. On the question answers, I press the plus button. And then when I press multimedia, this allows me to pick an image, a video, or text of the answer. So for this one, we're going to use text. I'm just going to type the first answer that I'm giving them to give them energy. Move that box around, make it smaller. Press the plus button on the question answers to add the second answer. Again, I'm doing a text box. For shelter, add. Again, make that bigger or smaller and position where I want. Press the plus button for my third answer. Okay, add that. Make that smaller. We also need to tell it which is the right answer. So the first one is the right answer. So when I click on it, it highlights it, put a tick in the box. Now, if I wanted to finish the quiz there, I'd press next, but I'm going to add another question. So I press the plus button. So I'm going to find an image that I can base a question around. So we've got some animals here, so we'll do another animal question. So I can use the image as a way of asking a question. So I'm going to say, which animal is the fox? Okay, reposition that on the image. So now the user's got to touch the right animal on that picture. So I select the rectangle and then put that over a space in the image, and I can tell it that that's the right area for the person to touch. I can add boxes to the other areas of the images just to tell it that that's the wrong area. So if the person interacts with those other boxes, because there's no tick in that box, it will say incorrect. Okay, I'm going to add another question. And this time I'm going to use a sound in my question. So I'm going to use the same background image that I've used before, and I'm going to ask who is making this noise. And then I'm going to select a sound, and I'm going to choose the lion, add in that roar. So now they've got to tell you which animal is making that lion noise. So we put a plus, a rectangle, put the rectangle over the lion, tick that that's the right answer. Then add rectangles to all the incorrect answers, but don't put a tick in those boxes so that it says incorrect or correct when they're pressing in the right area of that image. Okay, I'm going to add one more question into there before I finish this off. This is going to be a maths one, so I'm going to pick a background image. And again, I'm going to make a text type question. So just a simple, what is 1 + 1? Reposition that. Make that a bit bigger. Plus button. Multimedia. Text, because my text is going to be an answer. You can use text and images in here. So if I put multimedia instead and show you that you can have an image as an answer. So we don't have to have text, we can have images as the answer, and then add one more answer into there, and we'll go multimedia again. And we'll have 3. Okay, and we need to tell it which is the right answer. So click on the right answer, it'll highlight it, and put a little tick in the box, and then that's that quiz complete. So I'm going to press next at the bottom, give it some music if we want to, but I'm not going to on this occasion. You can see the first question in that set of questions come up on there. So I'm going to give it a title and a description and update my thumbnail. And then I'm going to press save. That's the question theme. Next up, we have the scatter theme. So those same pieces that you could use from the image pack on the particle theme can be used in the scatter. So choose a background image or video. So we'll go for the sunset. Choose what you want to scatter over the image. So on this occasion, we'll have flowers. Choose a sound or music for the background. As I interact with the image, you can see that those flowers will move out of the way as you interact with it, revealing the sunset. left click to update your thumbnail, give it a title and your brief description. And then save. And the final one we have is Splat. So again, we can use those images in the image pack. So we can choose a background image or video. I'm going to select the flowers. And I'm going to have ladybugs over the top of them. Choose how many and how fast, you want those to be, and the direction you want those to go in. Select background image or sound effect. And then when I interact with this, you can see that the ladybugs splat. So when the user is interacting with that, those ladybugs will splat on touch. Update your thumbnail with your left click. Give it a title and your brief description. And then save.